AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Stocks tumbled today as relief that swept the bond market just yesterday disappeared amid rising oil prices, inflation worries, and the U.S. government's now $40 trillion debt. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
Anything that happens within a 24-hour period is noise. And, I think that once the market understands that we are focusing on fiscal consolidation and that we are trying to bring the market back into equilibrium in a thinly traded market, I think, I'm confident that bonds will continue declining. We've got a spike in oil prices today that I don't really understand. Our announcement is for economic action.
The S&P fell 0.9%, the Nasdaq a full 1%, and the Dow lost more than 700 points, 1.3%. Oil prices climbed again with the international standard Brent crude settling above $93 per barrel. U.S. gasoline prices are also climbing. AAA puts the national average for a gallon of regular above $4.10. Meanwhile, Donna Warder reports.
Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi is rejecting President Trump's threats of economic pain and isolation, saying such failed policies will only stir more hostility among Iranians and bring more failures. Trump has threatened crushing economic measures against Iran, promising economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale. Araghchi says in a social media post, Trump's threats are meant to divert the attention of the U.S. public from domestic financial problems. The foreign minister saying that economic terrorism threatens the global economy and the national sovereignty of countries around the world. I'm Donna Warder.
In Ukraine, Russia's latest overnight aerial attack killed at least 16 people in the capital Kyiv and surrounding region. Russia claims it hit a site involved in missile production. This is AP News. Short on air defense munitions, Ukrainian officials say they're now attacking the bow rather than the arrow. The AP's team in Ukraine has been talking with the military unit carrying that out. an explosives-laden drone launches toward Russia.
We are targeting or military bases, airfields, or oil infrastructure.
Yevhen Karas commands Ukraine's 413th Raid Unmanned Systems Regiment.
We need to make a punishment for Kremlin's regime for Russia.
And he says the drone strikes have been effective.
We see now a lot of problems inside Russia with their economy.
Drones' range have grown and Russian air defenses have suffered damage.
If we got enough batteries, we can fly Vladivostok and back.
Karas believes ordinary Russians are now feeling the war's cost.
Increasing noise of people who are not ready to pay is so big.
And that, he hopes, will speed peace talks. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Sideways, took the roof off for the year. Then July came knocking on Rhoda's door. We counted every window, we counted every tree, and we counted every neighbor at the shore. And the radio kept talking through the night. Somebody's generator, somebody's light, somebody's light. We're back in the Marianas, stopping Tenny and Rhoda, hold on. Blue tops turning into rooftops, every single one of us still standing here strong. Oh, we're back in the Marianas. And we're not going anywhere. Line crews in the sunrise, chainsaws in the rain. Somebody's auntie cooking for the crew.
All right, good morning, Marianas. It is 7:39 in the morning here, and we are just chilling out here on Friday. It's Friday, Marianas. My goodness, look at that. First of all, fancy graphics brought to you by Graphic People. And then love that video. It is awesome. But anyway, it's great to see you this morning as we are tracking this storm, which, by the way, is not going to be scary for us out here, even though it is the soup du jour. It is the soup of the day, the conversation of the day. The good news is that it's still not going to be crazy for us. But don't let that get in the way of having a good time. It is going to cancel all of our fancy stuff for Liberation. We know that. Because even though we like being out on the water, we like sailing and navigating, we don't like to actually paddle from one tent to the other, from vendor to vendor, to get wet stuff along the way. Anyhow, we're going to give a call over there to the folks at the National Weather Service. We've got Landon, who's over there in Pohnpei. He is up to his ears in stuff. I imagine the weather is a little bit crazier over there. as the storm has blown through. And then over here, we got Brandon. Now, Brandon's going to be on the line now, and then he's available later. But we got a couple of guests coming back to back. Today, we're going to have our gubernatorial candidate, Ralph De Leon Guerrero Torres, and his running mate, Ben Jones, will be on, and that's at 9 o'clock. We've got the SBA. We've got the return of Renata and Corey. That's right, Peaches and Herb, our own. We'll have them in just a little bit. It'll be a lot of fun to hear about what's going on with SBA updates. Plus, those two are just fun to hang out with. Well, anyway, in the meantime, let's get you guys some info by calling the National Weather Service and find out who we get on the line this time. We know that they're busy as well when these things
Top
happen.
State National Weather Service Guam. This is Taylor.
Taylor, hey, good morning. This is Brad Rosala with Good Morning Marianas. You're on live right now. By the way, they say that you guys are able. Everybody's ready to answer the phone and ready to go live on an instant over there at the National Weather Service. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. This is our first time talking. I've spoken with so many different folks over there. All right, Taylor. Wait, you got to give us the whole thing. What's your title and what's your last name?
Sure. So my name is Taylor Mesa, and I am a meteorologist here at the National Weather Service Weather Forecast Office in Guam.
Did you say Mesa, like MESA?
Correct.
All right, perfect. All right, we're making sure we get the cool graphic on the screen for you, too.
Oh, all right.
All right, Taylor, well, first of all, nice to meet you, although it's over the phone. And we got a whole bunch of fancy weather over here. It is raining over here. It is not hot at all. I know it's not snow weather, but it is drizzling a little bit in force. Can you tell us about what's going on over here today?
Yeah, of course. So as we know, Tropical Storm Saldel is far east of, as of now, Rota and Guam. Far east, we are getting outer band showers and convection passing through the Marianas currently. So we could expect some rain, maybe some thunderstorms as well.
Yeah, we are getting it right now. I can tell you that. We saw, like, on our drive in this morning, I was surprised because I'm like, holy smacks, it looks like that's a little bit of lightning way out there.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yep. Yeah, so like I mentioned, Saldel is quite it's very nearby, so we are getting its outer bands right now. Just some reinvigorated showers and thunderstorms moving over coastal waters right now and moving through the islands too.
Wow. And, that's one of the things that we've been following, all this stuff as it's been cruising through, is that, we see, we're still a little shell shocked from the last two storms that we ended up getting hit by.
Of course.
And so everything that looks like it's coming anywhere close looks like we got to board up the whole island and make sure that we batten everything down. Now, what we heard yesterday was like, hey, for you guys, it's going to be pretty minimal, but the northern islands look like they're probably going to get it.
Correct. So as of now, our forecast is taking Saldel through the far northern Mariana Islands. We did issue a typhoon warning for Agrihan and Pagan and a tropical storm warning for Alamagan. So we are bumping up our communications with these islands. Tinian and Saipan are still going to remain in a tropical storm watch, meaning that tropical storm conditions are possible within the next 24 to 48 hours. However, that's starting to look more or less likely. We'll still keep them in a watch just to be sure, but for sure the far northern Mariana Islands are looking like they will take the brunt of the storm.
Well, it's not good for them, but we'll take it over here. We're certainly going to be a lot happier not getting it over here. So when you say like we're under a little bit of a watch for a tropical storm, like what kind of winds do you think we're going to get over the next couple of days?
Right. So based on our forecast from this morning, looks like Tinian and Saipan could see, more so tonight, they could see winds picking up to 25 to 40 miles per hour after midnight. So throughout the day through tonight, just expect winds to gradually increase.
So that's not so bad. It's easy for me because I still have my original roof, and I'm not living in a
Mm.
tent. How about for
Mm-hmm.
folks who are living in some of those patchwork places right now where they've got a replacement roof, or if they've got
Mm.
they're living in one of those FEMA tents?
Right. That is a great question. Like I mentioned, these conditions for Saipan and Tinian are looking less likely as the newest forecasters have Saldell's tropical storm force winds most likely staying away. But again, this can always change throughout the day. So maintain general state of preparedness, especially if we do have to eventually put those islands in a warning. Again, it's looking less likely as the day goes on. But as we know with typhoons, they can shift, they can wobble. So again, just maintain general state of preparedness. Have a backup plan if we do have to evacuate to a shelter.
Wow. And if those shelters do start popping up, we're going to have the info and we'll get them out there to everybody.
Yes,
But
of course.
in the meantime, right now we haven't had that happen. So it
No.
looks like things are pretty good.
Yes, correct.
So on your end, Taylor, how long have you been in Guam?
Oh yeah. So I just started here in January. So I've been for my 6th or 7th month here now.
This has been a pretty active 6 or 7 months on the job.
I definitely agree with that. Yes.
Wow. Where are you coming from? Where were you before in Teton?
Yeah, so I was born and raised on Oahu, Hawaii, but I do have family from Guam. My parents were born and raised on Guam, so I have visited Guam growing up. So it feels nice to actually fully move here and experience life.
That is really cool. Well, you're experiencing all of it now, and when you leave, even Hawaii gets hit with the typhoon.
I know, correct. Yeah, so I know they just got hit with Hurricane Lala. Luckily, kind of just grazed them, no direct landfall. But I am keeping my family over there in in the loop. Looks like they're getting some active weather too.
Wow, no kidding. Well, I think it's more. Oh, we're hearing thunder right now. A pretty
Okay.
good rumble that's going on behind us, and
All right.
you see that's your update from Saipan. Your on the ground weather report.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we do see. I do see that band moving over you guys currently. So stay indoors, stay safe.
Yeah, so I was driving south along Middle Road, and I was looking the big clouds before it started raining this morning. I could see off in the distance, off to our southeast. I could see these towering clouds making their way over. And from one top part of one cloud straight down to the top part of another cloud is where I saw that lightning bolt way off in the distance. I'm like, woohoo. And then here we are. So that's it. Pretty wild, pretty fun. So we're going to have a lot of this today, or is this just something that's going to blow through and then we'll catch another band later?
That may be that may be more the case. Looks like this band has moved through the eastern coastal waters throughout our early morning, and then should pass through the islands throughout the early morning today.
Awesome. Am I your first media interview today?
Today. Actually, I believe so. Yeah, you would probably be one of the first. Yeah.
Yes, we're putting it on our calendar. It happened. That is
me
awesome.
too. Because it's my first time talking to you guys. So me too.
So check us out. We're the NMI News Service. This is just a morning show that we do Monday through Friday. It's called Good Morning Marianas. And so we'll be here all the time. And hey, in about a week and a half, we'll be in Guam to check out all the Tower for Humanity stuff that Landon and Brandon are a part of.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll probably get to meet you, my guess. We'll run down there at some point.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Look forward to it.
All right, Taylor, I have it on the screen. I hope I got it right. Is it Taylor?
It would be Taelor.
Oh man, well we were close. So
very unique. It's a very unique spelling.
I like it, but we won't have it wrong next time. Hold on, Taelormesa.
Correct.
All right. Well, when you watch this video later, don't hate us while we fix it. We're getting it fixed right now.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, have a great day. Thanks so much for the update. We really appreciate it. And everybody here, we're going to be safe and sound. We're just going to get just a little bit of wind and probably plenty of rain.
Correct, of course. And when you hear thunder roar, go indoors.
Oh, wait. One thing right before you leave. Hold on. I can get this just before you get out of here. You won't be able to see it until you watch the update. Hold on. There's Mesa 1. Look at that. Your name is corrected on the screen and everything.
All right. There we go.
We can just pretend it was there the whole time.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right. Taylor, have a great day. Thanks so much for helping us out.
Of course. Thank you. You guys call back anytime.
All right. Take care. That's Taylor Mesa, meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Guam. She is, she's been there this year. That's one heck of a start to the year for her over there. And her parents are from Guam and everything, and she's there serving the community. It's pretty awesome. So I'm excited that we got to have her on the show, and hopefully, we get down there to Guam. We'll get to meet her and the rest of the team, and that's it. All right, so there you go. The short story is, folks, that we're not going to deal with any craziness, any crazy weather. We are going to get some wind. We are going to get some rain. There's nothing that's coming from the governor's office yet about any kind of shelters or anything, because we're going to be fine. Same thing for the tents. If things do change with the tents, with the strong tent program or the roofing program, if anybody's going to have to open up a shelter or something, they will let us know. But as for right now, PSS is open as usual, and the CNMI is open as usual. So enjoy your day. It's going to be a little bit wetter. This is a rain band that's going through right now from that storm, and you'll be able to see it. We could pop the big screen up there for you. So you can check it out. Do we have the ticker up there? Yeah, look at that. We got the whole schmear. Look at that. So that's it right now. That's, see that little wand of clouds? That's what went through and got us now. That's what we're experiencing. The little thunder, the lightning, and the rain. You can see that Harry Potter wand that was sent to us by the Sorting Hat. It's on its way, rolling past us. We're going to get more rain. We're going to get more wind, but nothing too crazy. That is the thing. So if you're just tuning in, we're gonna get some wind, we're gonna get some rain, but none of it's the scary stuff. But man, that was some pretty good thunder that we had, and it's super dark outside too. If you take a look behind us. Anyway, so that's your latest update. Thank you to National Weather Service. You guys get us taken care of all the time, and this is it. Now, for the folks who are heading up north, things are going to be a little bit rougher. I'm wondering if we can get in touch with him this morning, but we were chatting it up with Jordan Ogo. Let's see. Hold on, let's see. All right, yeah, we were talking to him about a couple of different things, and so he's got the benefit of Starlink. He's all the way up there. IT&E is awesome, but they don't have any cables that go all the way out there to Poggin, and they definitely don't they've got great signal, but the signal doesn't last 200 miles and around the curvature of the earth. Calm down, flat earthers, calm down. So they're not going to be able to get them that signal, but it would be cool if we can get them on. Anyway, we're using our go-between, our great pal, Anna Lafayette Pueshoffa, to see if we can't reach out and get in touch with them, because that would be cool, because the weather is going their way for sure. And they're going to have to be all bunkered up. And the good news is that Jungle Boy is actually in. And hey, that's his nickname. He used to his MMA name, Jordan Jungle Boy Ogo. So he's over there, all bunkered up. Like, he stays in the bunker that's on the runway, the old Japanese air raid shelter. It's still there, of course, 80 years later, because that thing is built to withstand bombs. It could definitely take care of storms. Anyhow. And the signal in there, well, there's little windows, and if they leave the door open, you're still able to get that great signal from the Starlink. So we'll see what happens. He's got a really cool EcoFlow battery, solar powered battery stuff over there too. So he's going to have to juice up too to make sure it's all good to go. But anyway, that's what we have to get you started this morning. And man, what a start to the day. I know. Maggie, I'm with you. I don't like, she's like, I like the rain. I just don't like typhoons. And I'm with you. Hold on. Let me get a little something and chat you guys up a little bit because I'm seeing all your smiling faces that are out there. All right. Good morning. All right, so Anne Maureen, the queen of the cat gifts, is with us. Good morning, great to see you. Alicia Doshi, great to see you too. Thanks for being with us today. Omar Hostate, man, you are awesome. You're great to see you all over the place. He says, good morning, Brad Rizal and all. Welcome to Saipan, and he's saying hi to Taylor and all of that. Pat Itmar saying, good, buenas les sur Marianas. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. And Eric Mavnas, veteran brother, saying, good Friday morning, Brad, CNMI, and everyone tuning into this great station. TGIF. Have a blessed and safe day and weekend. Take care, stay safe, drive safely, and God bless you always. God bless you, my friend. You are just one of the best guys I know. I think everyone will agree that if you've met Eric Mofness, you know that Eric is sent to us from a good place because he's just a saint of a man. Connie Park Baza says, good morning, Brad and some Marianas. Great to see you too, Connie. Thank you for joining us again today. Raymond Lazama says, thank you for the weather updates. Buen provecho. I'm glad we get to do it. Carmen Cabrera Pangolinan, great to see you. Good morning to you too. Thanks for joining us today. Maggie Banale says, hey, Brad, what did I miss? Just coming in. All right, well, that was 8 minutes ago. She's all caught up now, so I'm glad you're there and all caught up. It's great. Oh, who is that? Oh, it is Luisa. Well, hello, Luisa Cabrera. So amazing to see you back here this morning. Who else we got? Deathora Jones says, good morning and stay safe, Marianas. That's right. Oh, Marcia Munya Nishimura says, good morning. And I love all those videos, you and Jimbo getting out there, putting in the time and putting in the miles up there, getting all fit and stuff. You guys got me like feeling I'm way behind. Rod Ramos. Hey, Rod, great to see you, man. Haven't seen you in a while. He says, good morning, Brad. Thanks for updating us. You're welcome, man. That's kind of the gig, and I'm really glad we get to do it. Hey, we are just a couple minutes away from getting our first guest in, so we're going to end up getting some commercials in and all that other stuff. But remember, you guys, when we have the guests in, you got some questions, bring it. Send them to us, and we'll try to get your questions in there, too. Now, this will be... it's just gonna be a busy day. We're also gonna have 9 o'clock. We're gonna have Renata and Corey on from the Small Business Administration to talk about what's been going on and what's happening through the weekend. They gave us some really good info earlier this week to let us know about some other programs that they end up having, and I'm excited about it because SBA. Man, they have so many opportunities for businesses, but they have it for you too. It's on the personal side. I remember they had the big celebration about them hitting 10 million in loans and all that other stuff. Well, they're way past that now. So we're going to hear those numbers here pretty soon. All right. What else do we got going on? Well, the good news, if you are just tuning in, this storm is not something that if you're living in Saipan, Tinian, Rota, or Guam, it's not a storm you have to worry about. You should be prepared anyway, just in case craziness ensues. But the basic is that this thing is going somewhere else. It's going to be going north of us. The guys who are living in the northern islands are going to have to deal with it more than we are. But that doesn't mean don't have gas. That doesn't mean don't have water just in case. You never know. So just be ready. But really, it's not a freak out storm. We're still doing everything. That's it. And yes, Maggie says, Brad, I see a lot of people asking on Facebook about that NAP 20%. Will you check on that? Yes, indeed. Oh, man, I thought we were going to be able to get the DCCA secretary just the other day, but we're going to have to call them back to get them in there. But in the meantime, I don't have that answer yet, but we're working on it. Lilibet says, good morning, Saipan. Good morning, everyone, especially to her brother Edwin Disson and his wife. Greetings from the Philippines. Holy cow. Magandang umaga po. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to run a couple of commercials. Then we're going to get you guys the the guest that you've been waiting for. No, it's not me, of course. So we'll see you in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. When you come back, you're going to have a couple of candidates for governor and lieutenant governor right here. And you don't even have to pay. It's free. All right, we'll see you in just a little bit.
After years of serving our community as a disability advocate, Lord, I leave it up to you to guide me on this path to serve Precinct 1 on a bigger level. Not just for myself, but for many others. I'm ready to serve our disability community and every voter with stronger leadership and a louder voice. My name is John Damapan Jr., Precinct 1 candidate for House of Representatives, ready to be an equal voice for all abilities. Please vote Republican. My name is John D.L.G. Damapan Jr., and I approve this message.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now. And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
CNMI, in a season full of promises, this is mine to you. I will keep showing up, I will keep working hard, and I will keep working with anybody as long as it benefits the CNMI. Don't send us back to the starting line. Send us back to finish what we started.
I am Kimberlyn King Hines, and I approve this message.
Fox Sports Update.
Calls for Major League Baseball to improve their technology. The Baltimore Orioles were furious last night after Pete Alonso's deep fly ball to left field at Camden Yards was called foul. And then it was upheld by video review. Alonso thinks the league office needs to figure this one out.
I think a simple fix is like football. You have the pylon camera. with the plane, where it shoots right across the goal line. And I feel like for us, we could easily have a laser or a camera that shoots straight up. I mean, for me, I'm not the only one. It happens all the time to a bunch of guys.
Orioles starting pitcher Chris Bassett saying, quote, "The fact that we don't have the technology in place to actually say, hey, this was fair or foul is literally crazy in 2026. It's crazy," end quote. The Yankees and Orioles will wrap up their series tonight. First pitch at 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time at Camden Yards. And there are 8 other games on the MLB schedule today as well. And it was just like playing catch in the backyard. Brewers prospect Sawyer Strohschneider connecting on his first career homer Wednesday for the High A Wisconsin Rattlers. And he had a special person on the other end of the milestone to catch it. That's right, his father, Scott, actually crashed a private party deck, predicted his son would hit a homer, and then he caught it. Wow. And a record held by the great Tiger Woods is about to fall. Scotty Scheffler's on the cusp of breaking a PGA Tour mark Tiger has held for 26 years. Scheffler is in position to replace Woods as the career earnings leader on the PGA Tour. It's Game On with the Fox Sports app, and that is available wherever you go to download your favorite apps. I'm Frank Lanza.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something,
Fox
say
Sports
something
Update.
and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Golden sands under my feet, waves crashing loud, a steady beat.
All right, good morning, Marianas. Welcome back. It is 8:08. That's Hawaii time here on Friday, August 21st. And my goodness, this place just got pretty fancy pretty fast. I had to put on the big pot of coffee because I want to make sure that these guys are ready to go. And you know what? They are in our studio right now. We have two people who are looking to run for the highest office in the land. We have Ben Jones running for lieutenant governor, and you might remember this guy. He was our governor before as Ralph De Leon Guerrero. Welcome back, or well, I say welcome back, but welcome to the show.
Thank
First
you.
time.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. CNMI.
It is great to have you guys. Hold on. I just want to take one little thing off the screen to give you guys a little bit more space. There you go. And magic. There you are. Well, hey, welcome. It's great to have both of you guys in here and campaign trail.
Oh, yeah.
You got a rainy day. I'm glad this is probably way better than doing house to house in the rain right now. Are you guys doing that today too?
We're planning to do that this afternoon.
We've been doing it for a while, actually. We did one yesterday as well. In between our meetings, we went through some homes in the South.
Well, but even before doing that, you guys are doing house to house with trucks full of stuff and all kinds of stuff for folks.
Yeah, but that was no campaigning.
Yeah.
Those were just relief goods for our community. But I've been through this for how many disasters, and I'm working with Ben. He's been in the Cagman,
Cagman community area. So,
area. And so it's just how important it is to go out there as soon as the typhoon is done to give some relief. Here's Rhoda Tinian.
Wait, you've been around doing it. I mean, I think that's one of the first times I kind of worked with you a bunch. Back you were the LT after Soda Lure, start like right during it and afterwards and all that. I remember meeting with you up at the EOC and everybody.
Active guy. Yeah.
But I remember actually it was Soda Lure when a couple of my kids asked, "Why do I go out there, right after typhoon?" And I said, "Because I wanna see the first responders, how they do things, and I want to make sure that we give them the support they need. But I wouldn't know what they need until I joined them and see what they go through, the sacrifices they go through, their families. Then you would understand how you can help and how fast you should help." So one disaster after another, our first responders need the same thing.
Yeah, and Ben, when you're over at Cagman, you have like dual use over there. You guys also take care of the folks who are in the community for shelters and all that stuff. And you had to experience that this time.
Yeah. Yes. So it was interesting because, of course, I already expressed my interest in joining my partner here to run as lieutenant. So when I was doing the shelter manager, I had some people approach me. Hey, you're gonna. I said, hey, this is not the place or time. I appreciate that you want to talk about it, but we're here to help you out. And let's focus on getting your family situated, keeping your family safe, and let's see what we can do for moving forward after the storm. Getting Red Cross in and PSS. Shout out to PSS, man. They've been doing an amazing job helping our community, offering our campuses and even our resources. Because a lot of the resources that we use, don't get me wrong, Homeland Security would help us out, but a lot of the resources won't be available, so we would have to tap into our resources, which is funded by our local budget. So we'd have to tap into that, help our families out with those basic needs, and Homeland Security would kick in, and that's when we get the support.
Well, I mean, you were still there for Sinlaku.
Oh yeah,
right. I mean, so and when you got
I'm Bobby.
Yeah, and now a lot of folks were at the community center. Now, but were they at Cagman High School also?
Yes. So what happens is, especially with Cagman area, we usually have to open both venues. We have to open KHS and KCC.
Mm-hmm.
But because we started to see a lot of our shelteries exit the campus or exit our shelter, we decided to unite with KCC. So KCC was the main hub for them.
That's great. And, but either way, it's like Cagman all comes together for all that stuff when you're doing all of it. So, man, well, that sounds like it was a blast. Now you get to do it from the other side and be a little bit free to do this. I asked you a couple questions real quick about holy cow. I mean, I got to see, so I first saw you, when I was in different jobs, stuff like that, as an athlete, really making a name for yourself, doing great stuff.
Thanks, man.
I was surprised because I didn't know that, unbeknownst to me, you were this awesome golfer too. I thought he was just a baseball guy. And then all of a sudden he makes his way up there on the golf side. I'm like, holy
I'm all right. I'm all right golfer, man. I'm not like a Franco or Harry. I'm not a Franco Santos or Harry Nakamura kind of guy. But I'm loving it and I enjoy that game, man.
Well, but it's great to see it. And then you make your way up again in the educator ranks, make your way all the way up to becoming the principal and overseeing a high school.
Right.
And by the way, going back, it's such a fun thing to think about it too. Like when you're going to school, you ever think that one day you're going to be a principal?
That's funny. It's funny that you asked that because it's just coincidence that one of my most vivid memories was sitting down in front of the library and I was eating lunch by myself. I like to hang out by myself. And I was eating lunch and Mr. One Dim Babauta, he was our former principal. He sits next to me. And he say, "Hey boy, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm good, Mr. Babauta." And he's like, "Hey, can I eat lunch with you?" I'm like, "Man, thank you, sir. You don't have to. I'm okay. I'm not a lonely person or anything. I just want to eat by myself. But if you want to join me, go ahead." And that, that brought me back. And I said, what if I was gonna come back and work here? If I did, I want to be like that. I want to be that principal that goes to the students. We don't see the principal only when we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have the principal come to us, hang out with us, and shout out to that guy. All right, shout out to Mr. One Babauta, man. That guy did a lot for us at Kagman.
So is that what happened one day? You're just hanging out at Ina's kitchen, and then a governor walks up to you, sits down next to you, and says, "Hey, how you doing? You know, what's going on?" Walk me through how does this happen? How did this happen for you? Like, what were you doing when you got a call, when you got a meeting to say, "Holy cow"?
Hey, thanks for asking that question, because that's if you have time for that story, I'll try my best to cut it short.
I do have time for
All
that.
right, so I got a call from my uncle, and my uncle said, "Hey, boy, you want to come to the house? We have a meeting with Ralph Torres." I'm like, "All right, shoot, let's go." So I come over, I bring my potluck, and then I park, and I notice a lot of cars were at the house, at my uncle's house. I'm like, there's a lot more people than I expected. So we sat down and we're talking stories, and all of a sudden he gives me a look. He starts giving his proposal. I can tell when a person's about to propose something, and then boom, the question gets brought up. Ben, would you like to be my partner? Because I would love to embark in this journey with someone like you, Ben. And of course I paused and I was like, "Man, are you messing with me, bro?" Because I didn't expect this meeting to be about that. I thought we were going to talk about how we're going to help PSS, because he has a big heart for PSS. He has a big heart for kids. That's the biggest reason why I said yes to the meeting. All right. So I said, "Man, yeah, I want to go talk to him I want to bring up some concerns that I hope he can help us with in the event he starts, he runs." And I'm like supporting him. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So he hits me with that question. He's like, "I want you to be my partner. What do you say?" So I sat back and I was in disbelief, but I had to ask him a lot of questions. And I asked him those questions that night. And of course, I could have given him an answer that night, but I was like, you know what? No, let me go back home. As a matter of fact, it was his wife. It was Lady Diane who said, "Ben, go back home and talk to your family first. Get the blessings from your family. Talk to them about it. But ask all your questions tonight, or ask whatever questions you have." So I asked him, "Bro, why do you want to run after everything you've put yourself to, your family through? Like, why are you coming back, man? You're doing so good. Like, look at you right now. Like, you're having a great time with the family. Like, this is such a hard time right now. You don't want to take a break from all of that?" And he's like, "No, man. Ben, that's the reason why I want you to run, because I know you have a lot of heart. I have a lot of heart. We need to come together, bro. We need to help our people. And I have what it takes, man. I know the blueprint. I have the blueprint. Let me come back, but I can't come back unless I have somebody like you by my side." Then I'm like, "Hey, come on, bro. Don't be pulling that with me, man." And he's like, "Ben, I'm serious." Ben, and the family members were there too, and they said, "Ben, our brother is very serious, and my husband is very serious. The family member, hey, my brother-in-law is very serious." And I was like, "Okay." So I asked him a few more questions. What do you plan on doing? And the same thing I've been harping in all our debates and our speeches is the economy, man. Like, yes, I understand tourism is going to be tough to bring back. And we're not going to just put all our eggs in one basket. I understand that. But that's the reality right now. That's the one way we can kind of pick everything up. And you said it perfectly yesterday, Brad. We need business leaders. We need leaders who understands how to communicate with the business community. And I'm not trying to say that that's what you were aiming towards or saying that it should be him, but this is the guy. A lot of people might not want him to be, but this is what the CNMI needs. We need a governor who knows the business community, who has a strong connection with the business community, who understands how to support the business community. So if there's anybody that I would love to step in and learn from, it's gonna be the guy that's been the most scrutinized, the guy that's been most vetted.
Still being scrutinized.
Yeah. So that's got to be your audio. It's got to be, "I have a particular set of skills."
But yeah, like, if there's anybody I get to learn from right there, why not learn it from the guy who's been through everything? He's been through all these accusations, all the successes, the typhoon disaster recoveries. Like, he's been so effective with disaster recovery response. His relation, like I said, his relationship with the businesses. This is the person I get to learn from, and I get to pick up. And ever since I took official leave, We've been sitting down talking. We've been driving around talking. Everything we're doing, we're having our conversations about what we're going to do. We're not just sitting around and we're not pointing fingers. We're not blaming. Man, we don't do that, and that's what I love. The more I get to know my partner, the more I get to believe in the decision that I made was the right decision, because this guy just keeps talking about, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. He has this vision that we're going to revive the Marianas. And I love that. I love somebody that's this confident. He knows, and I've seen it. He's bridging with those people now and saying, hey, we need your help. We need you guys to come here and let's do this and help our people.
I need a Ben Jones in my life to talk about me like this. Someone who's gonna go around and say that kind of stuff about me. That's who I need. That's awesome. Right. So it sounds like you picked a good guy.
Well, they always say, hey, you need a wingman, but I guess he's my hype man, right?
Hype man. I'm the hype man.
But bro, before we were walking from Civic Center down to the Board of Election, and we're walking, and I said, partner, this is like the Green Mile, partner. Are you sure? This is it. Once we go in there, we sign. We put our family's life into this, the dedication. Like not nothing, but this is critical on our path and our journey moving forward to the election, all the way through, even after the election.
You're coming back at it, and every time you've been the young guy, and now you've got this guy with you too, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys are about the same age, anyway. You're pretty close.
I'm 40. I just turned 47.
Oh, I thought you were 41.
So I just turned 47 a couple weeks ago, and my partner just turned 40.
This guy studied, man. He's keeping notes, man.
And that's one thing. When you're looking at partners, we have good people here, right? And good people, good resume. But I guess looking at someone that has inspired me as well. And one thing that I've seen through Ben, through many years, I don't know him personally in terms of going out playing golf, but from a distance and what I hear, the respect has always been there. And I remember even Typhoon U2, we were doing relief on all the disaster shelter homes or shelters.
Yeah.
And I remember him being the first one out, getting the relief. And in fact, we got pictures of that with Lady Diane.
Up at Cagman High?
Back in Cagman High.
I remember meeting up with him.
Lady Diane? You mean the best first lady?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, she was so active. All right, let's keep going. Keep going.
So, when I said, okay, this is it. Asked him to be my partner, and I believe that this is the right team. Someone with his educational background. I mean, just everything about him, right? You can tell. And just because when we go to this issue, it'll be together. And I told him in the beginning, it's not just, the governor. As Ben, we sit down, and I want to hear from you because I learned from you. And we learn from each other. And I believe this is a very strong partnership.
Well, you've got all that experience. You've done all those things. You started, way back from politics, but you made your way up. This is going to be your first, your foray into this kind of spotlight. Because you've been there, you've done all these different things and all that. But you mentioned you're still being scrutinized. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about some of that stuff.
Talk about it.
Let's go.
So what are some of the things you're hearing from stuff like that? Why do you think you have some of that scrutiny that's still following you?
Honestly, Brad, I think it's jealousy. Honestly, I think some folks cannot accept that we've grown so much and that I never receive money, that I'm not as not a corrupted person like what they want to portray me. I mean, if you want to go face it, I'm ready to go face on. I got impeached by the House, and for what was charged, I took when I was summoned, I went over to, again, I said this in the past, but I'll say it again. I went to the Attorney General, and he said, you do not have to respond. What does that mean, Brett? Does that mean go to the legislature but don't answer? Or don't answer means don't show up? So I listened to that. And then again, same with the first class travel. I went and I talked to the Attorney General and I said, is there an issue here that I need to address? And I want to address it now. OPA came out with a written report that doesn't say the governor has violated anything. Yet I listened to both things from the Attorney General and he charged me. So, what is it that if I actually did something wrong, if I actually stole money, why wasn't I charged for an account that I took or a signature that I did or a contract here, contract there? Why was I not being charged? And all this whole thing about, oh, he's corrupted. Look, so what did I steal? What was charged to me? Right, I got my house, my office, my house. I mean, the FBA raided, my family went through a lot, my kids. And after 6 long years, there's no charge by the FBI. And I was cleared. And that's the reason why I'm coming, I'm back here and say, hey, I have been scrutinized the most, not just as a governor, but as a my citizen.
How, we see the headlines and all that stuff for that. Can you tell us about what was that like as a governor, but as a father and a husband when that stuff's going on?
It was difficult, right? It was difficult because I remember going back that afternoon, evening, and we go into the house and my kids are like, Dad, are we okay? I said, kids, we should be okay. I don't know what their allegations are, but they have all the right that they came in and did a search warrant and they took whatever it is that they needed to take, and we go through the process. Eventually, we will meet that point, and we're all gonna address it together as family.
How about now? So that was a big deal.
It is.
Everybody in the CNMI is watching all the clips, seeing right down the street over here, right? The Bank of Saipan and all that. But at that time too, I think the other part when I think of the FBI thing, I remember seeing them at Bank of Saipan. That was all Boost stuff, right? Now you weren't there in those rooms, right? But there was a team, right? So you had Will Castro, David Atalik, and Mr. DeLeon Guerrero, but sometimes he wasn't there. It was like Jess Taisagui, right? So I've seen a lot of stuff about that too. So how do you think that process went? How would you do it the same way with the Boost stuff?
So Brad, I'm glad that you mentioned that because again, the ARPA funds, right? We had to do a proposal, a plan, a spending plan, and Boost is one of the spending plan. So it was approved by U.S. Treasury. Now the intent of that was to help small businesses, right? So we put $17 million into that program. Was it a good intent? Absolutely. Could it be managed better? Absolutely too. But I think that with all the investigation, so mind you, no applicant was denied. There was $17 million that's in that program. I left and there was still $7 million in that program. So if the organization or the distribution should have been better, why didn't this administration and the legislature who did all the investigation, why didn't they finish the program, make it better, and actually give the remaining $7 million to the intent of the Boost? So is the intent good? Yes. Could have been managed and distributed better? Absolutely. Again, this is the first ever created. I'm sure there's a lot of learning to do. But the intent was good. And I hope that they should have distributed the remaining $7 million to the small businesses and make it better as how they see fit.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened toward the end of that year before the handoff after the election and all that other stuff. You're talking about the Boost and everything else. What was the other one? Man, you were just right there with it and I forgot it. But some of that was, again, the distribution and like the fact checking and all that other stuff, or the note taking and all that stuff. But there wasn't anything like really set up to say like, this is how that stuff's supposed to be.
If you were going to do this again, if you were in charge, would you make sure that there's some different kind of
Yes.
guardrails on there?
So, Brad, I appreciate that because in the last 3 years, 4 years since I left office, it gave me time to really go back and look at programs like Boost, like compensation and so on. What would I've done differently? The economy too, right? What would I've done differently? And Boost for one, it was created with good intention. We funded it with good intention to help our small business, and we see it. We see, there's a lot of people that benefited from it, and the intent is to boost, give the small business opportunity. And the attorney general could have gone in, and there's a contract signed. If those contract businesses that got boost that didn't fulfill, the attorney general has the authority to go in there and collect those money because it's a contractual agreement, right? So one is putting into a whole separate entity. There will not be no government employees. And again, this is just an idea. Either give it to CEDA, let them hear CEDA create a boost program, and help our local people create a system, or ask 2 3 other bank representative, and have them create a program or a board, and they decide how to do the application process.
Yeah, I think you're right about the intent was great. I mean, you had the backing with the chamber. Everybody put that together. It was a big deal. People were excited about it. You did stuff for the farmers and all that stuff too. But it all came down to that last little bit, and then the scrutiny, and then the oversight. That people wanted to see something else. But you hadn't had it before. Now you're looking at doing something different.
So just for the record, Brad, none of my family benefited. And so the contrary to what everybody say, oh, he stole money, I never did. And in fact, I remember Ed Probst and Tina Sablon, they came out and said, oh, we have tons of evidence, containers of evidence. Where is it? So everybody that's been doing all the accusation that it's coming, get ready. It's been 6 years.
So the last thing that was the hot one that's on the news right now, or last week anyway, you guys came out with a statement about the whole leaving with a whole heaps of debt and all that other stuff. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So, you talk about the 1.2 billion debt.
Yeah, I just was it 1.79 billion, or 1.2?
That's a lot of difference, right?
Yeah, I'm just
1.7.
kidding. Or 1.2, whatever.
So you have go back to my record, right? I got in and look at from 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We did the audit report, and then 20 came in with COVID. Everything shuts, right? Everything shut down, and then 21 the same thing, and then Deloitte & Touche left. So we didn't have any auditing firm on the island that would do the audit. Ernst & Young, this is, to my understanding, this is their first government big contract. So you can't finish an audit report in 3 months. So again, I stand on my record. There's a lot of questions that needs to be asked and answered. Look at, Brad, I'll give you an example. When this administration took over, for 2 years, 3 years, all you hear was, Latsay Sirafet is a lapi, right? The former governor finished the money. 600 employees was fired. The Marianas Southern was not renewed. The Australian market, which MVA said it's gonna bring 400 million indirect benefit to Sinamay. They didn't want to go through that. So again, there's money that was left 2 years later when Kim came on as a congresswoman and gave a report that when this administration came in, there was 124 million unappropriated funds from ARPA. So to the audit report, I say that I would ask Ernst & Young to finish the report. Don't just do a 3-month report and do this thing. Go in there, finish the report, and come out and show the community what the report is and get back the reimbursement. Because when we did the reimbursement from YouTube and COVID, there's still 80-90 million dollars on reimbursement. So is that deficit for that year? But when that money came in, was that calculated into it? So yeah, there's a lot of answers and questions and answers to be asked.
Wow. I'm certainly not an accountant.
I am not either.
I was looking when I saw your statement when it came out. I can't just put it out, right? So I had to download everything from the OPA site because everything's there. All those numbers are the same numbers, right? There's nothing different from all that stuff. And I was, I'll say, commiserating with one of our mutual friends who's really great with numbers and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I am looking at all of this stuff. I need you to do this for me, but he can't. Like, I was just like, I need someone like you to do this stuff because I'm not a big fan of all these numbers. But at least the numbers were the same. But I think the biggest thing that people were talking about was that our debt grew from maybe from the start to where we got at the end. Is that something that happens every year anyway, or is that something that, or did that happen?
Well, so Brad, look at like my administration. There's no governor that went through what we went through. When I first got as a lieutenant, Typhoon Sodilor, and then 2 years later we hit Typhoon Mangkut, right, with Rhoda, and then Typhoon U2, and then a year later we got hit with COVID. I mean, it's literally one after another. And even when during the debate with Mr. Bijato said that there's no money for rainy day, and this is it. There is no funds for disaster. And I am 100% certain that the Governor Appetite will incur deficit because it's not funded. My thing with me was I incurred it faster because I wanted to do the recovery faster. I'm not going to wait to, we need to do this and get reimbursed and then go back again. No, we're in disaster. We're going to put all the business community in together. We're going to go and call our federal partners, our assets across Micronesia, and bring it in and help people. Make sure the DNAP is for everybody. The state needs to make the case and justify what we need. The faster we recover, Brad, the faster we bring back our economy. And so, yeah, the deficit's going to grow, but saves lives and brings lives back.
Well, that recovery is one of the things too that the people are. That's one of the excuses that we're hearing is that the reason why we're not able to get all this stuff as easy is because we didn't have all those audits and all that stuff. Is that not?
Look at, Congressman Colby came out and said, they just met with the leadership, that FEMA doesn't want to help because of audit report, and that GAR couldn't do anything because audit report. They both came out publicly and said the audit report, the deficit has nothing to do with the recovery. Brett, it's the governor and his appointee to the disaster that makes a difference. So I've been through this disaster. I know what it takes. You hire competent people, they will do the work, and they will justify with FEMA. And you get this help. DNAP, I mean, how many we did? 3,000 concrete poles after U2. What is the request today? What's the relationship? Look at Road and Tinian. We've had Bobby. I mean, I don't want to keep going on and on because everybody here in the Sinamay. But after Sinloku, this government, our people, should have gone their power not even 2 weeks, not even a week for that matter. Because there's 3,000 concrete poles on this island. 3,000 that we harden for a sole reason that when another typhoon comes in, they'll provide power to the community faster.
All right, so the last one on this whole train, I promise.
We're here. I don't want to be the only one because I have my partner here. But
you mentioned all those disasters. Was that because you were at the governor? No, just kidding. Were you our magnet for storms? Is that what's happening? All of a sudden you came back? No.
The storms are coming back.
All right, so the last one I got for you, and this is the last one I've been wanting to ask you about it for a long time.
Me or him?
You.
I think I know what this question is.
Okay, all right.
You do? All right.
I'm excited. I'm excited for him to answer it.
No, but this was at the end. After the election happened,
Oh, actually, I got two more. I should get into that too, but it'll be afterwards. But anyway, so the after the election's done, the inauguration stuff's done, the change of hands and everything. Governor Plush just walks into an empty office. Can you tell us like what happened? He said that all the furniture had been sent out to other places and there was no furniture left in the office.
Oh, that's actually contrary to that. Actually, my office, the governor's office, is actually personal belonging.
Oh, like the desk and the
Yeah,
chairs and all
yeah,
that other stuff?
that's personal. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not leaving my personal items in there. In terms of the other offices, actually some of the staff came in and said, "Oh, we don't need any of that." So we actually sent some of it to Rhoda Mayor, which I heard they uh, returned. They're never left to give the mayor of Aubrey. But yeah,
Oh, how about
so that's
pretty cool if you had your own desk
it is
and
my own
everything like
desk,
that.
personal couch, and everything else that's there that's left over. I think there's one or two tables that's government.
Okay, well, there
Oh.
we go. All right, so now here's the big question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. You had your time with with Governor Enos before he passed away, and then you came in as governor. You had Victor Hoka was your lieutenant. Then when you ran with former Lieutenant Governor Palacios at the time, and you guys had a split, and so. I thought you guys were going to be really close together throughout that whole time before you guys had that split. What's going to happen with this young man right here to your right? Are you do you have a different type of relationship going into it with this campaign with your running mate?
No, Brett. I guess I'll share this, and I've learned this throughout the years. My personality, I'm at 47. I'm not gonna change much. My partner's 40. It's not gonna change much. If you look at the history, my relationship with the late governor Enos, with Victor Cook, and even with the late governor, when he decided to run, I never went out and said anything negative or tried to hurt anything in that matter. I respected that decision and we moved forward. Same thing with Ben, my partner. I've respected him and then I told him that the decisions I make, it's not check the government. No, it's us. We're gonna have some differences, obviously. But our goal is the same. We sit down and we've been doing it. I'm not gonna, and I told him, and I've said this in the past, when you make a decision in public, whether I like it or I don't like it, whatever it is, I will respect. Whatever that difference is, we'll take care of it in the back. Same thing with me. If I say something and you disagree or you have a different approach, I like for you to let's talk about it. So how do we go about it? But yeah, I look forward for his leadership. I'm excited actually. I'm really excited. We've done recovery together. We move things fast in a fast pace. And one thing I can assure our community, if you give us this opportunity, we're gonna move CNMI. I have no doubt about that. Right? I have every confidence. And there's two things. There's a lot of things I don't know, and I'd say this, but there's two things that I'm very confident. One is, how do we get out from a disaster? How do we get out from disaster? Because I've been there. I know what it takes. Federal relationship, FEMA. At one point, I got the cell phones of FEMA, the administrator, direct calls. And those many years of building that relationship, it's a matter of activating it again. And the second one is the economy. Brad, we brought in through our administration, we brought in United Airlines after 22 years of no direct flight from Japan.
Yeah.
We brought in SkyMart. First SkyMart International was to Saipan. We brought in American Busan, T-Way, Jeju, Jean Air, Asiana. I mean, those are airlines that we had a very strong relationship. And so if you look at, we were talking about this, about the economy, my highest one was 117 flights a week. Today it's 16. So if you look at the opportunities, we are very confident. that we will bring back our economy.
What do you think we need? Is there a magic pill
No.
that we can do to really make this work? I mean, like, really, everybody's got the same stuff.
Relationship, Brad.
Yes.
Relationship, network. Today I got for Philippine Airlines, when they came in, I got invited to their inaugural flight. I'm not sure who else got invited. I am. We actually are currently working with couple airlines, and in different areas, and that'll be forthcoming once things settle down. But yeah, we continue to work with airlines, and they are interested to come back, but they've seen how our airline industries has been approached or had their business relationship in the last 4 years. So there's not much confidence into coming back under this administration. Mind you, again, this is on record, not to breaking things in. The Democrat and the Independent on the general election ran under the rebuilding trust. Right, that was their slogan, rebuilding trust. And today it's voices for all. So let's focus on the 4 years that we've had here, because when I lost the election, I respected the people. I said, "Hey, I've been blessed for my political career. This is the direction that our community wants. So I'm gonna go back, right? Stay back, stay away from the political part, not even entertain anything. Let the process go through and respect their decision, because I would want to see the community. I would want to see PSS get their funding. I want to see better economy than when I was there. And so
I remember seeing that. So like you're after the election was done, you weren't interfering with all that stuff. You weren't saying, "Oh, see, I would have done this better," and all this other stuff. So it's kind of neat. But I wasn't sure that you'd come back either until, I mean, it came like up to the limit, right? But in fact, so I was a little bit surprised because I thought you had moved on. When I saw you stayed out of the limelight. You weren't like, look at me, social media, any of that stuff. But you were doing, your professional life. You had moved on and all that stuff. So that was it April, I think, right? I mean, all of a sudden,
December was the final straw whether to turn in my letter or not.
Yeah.
For the GOP, but and you're right, Brad. After that I stayed away from it. Right, I really respected this process. Respected the late governor. I still respect the governor, because I know what it's like to be a governor. But the decisions that have been made in the last 4 years is the reason why I want to run, because they closed DFS, right? They closed Olay Beach Bar. We closed the movie theater. I mean, just on and on about just the community. The business community are not given the support they needed. And hence this is where we're at. And that's why I decided to run when this leadership shortchanged our education. And you can blame anybody, Brad. You can blame me all you want. And if they've done that, oh, he's corrupted, he's done this. But was the kids going to school every day? Was the kids having their own meals? Was the kids given the funding that they need? Was the government getting the funding they need? All of those things. And what do we see today? So that's why I came back and I asked my partner, I said, I need you, because I've been giving funds, but you live this. You live with the kids, you live with the community, you live with the parents, and you go to them. He's very active on this community. And that's the reason why I decided to put my name in, choosing Ben as my partner, as this tandem, because there is no reason why we're like this as in the economy sense.
So this November, it's the 3rd, that's the election. If you end up winning the election, and you've got all these plans of how you can do this, and your relationship, your networks and everything, what are the first things you're going to do to turn this stuff around?
Going to share our plan?
So, if I may, give me kind of go back to the relationship that we're building right now, and I'll hit your question.
Yeah.
Right after. But that's one thing that I think everybody's pretty much aware of, right? His relationships in the past with his partners. And that's one of the things I asked him in the first night we met. It's like, so how's this gonna go? Because I want you to know, man, I'm not the type of guy just to be told what to do. I stand up. I stand up for what's right. I have a legacy that I built with my family, in sports and education and overall in the community. So just know that I'm going into this all in. If I do say yes, I'm all in with this, but just know that I speak up. I speak my mind and I speak for what's right. And he welcomed me right and said, of course. There's nothing for me to hide, Ben. And like, I understand that. But just know that we will have disagreements. And he's like, of course, that's exactly what I expect from you, Ben. Don't beat around the bush. Don't be afraid to speak up. You need to speak up. That's the reason why I'm picking you. This is the reason why I want you to be my partner, because I heard that you're the type of person not to be bullied. Because I had a bullied experience all my life, and I think I stepped out of that. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna speak up whenever I need to speak up. And I told him that. He said, Ben, that's one big reason why I want you to be my partner, because you will tell me. Of course, I'm gonna tell him behind doors, right? Hey, this man, I'm not happy with this decision. We need to remember that this and this and that. And we've been doing that. We recently went to Tinian, went to Rhoda. We had our relief efforts out there. So that gave me an opportunity, or gave us an opportunity to get to know each other even more. I mean, we were living in the same place for days, right? And we start to see our personalities, right? And I'm loving it, because I see there are times when we disagree, but we agree at the point where it's to benefit everybody else. And I know that kind of can sound cliche. I get it, but he sees that I'm not afraid to, or not hesitant to say, hey man, God, why are we doing this? Let's move this other way. And he's like, okay, but what about this? And then I say, oh, ooh, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. God. And then I have to understand, this is the guy who's been there, done that. So I said, okay. But then he would always allow me to tweak it, because he understands that there are some things that I can bring from my PSS leadership.
Absolutely.
And now going back to your question in regards to what are we gonna do, come January, right? Here's the thing: we're already doing it. As a matter of fact, this guy my partner here he's been having those phone calls. He's been having meetings with people off island in regards to how we're going to be helping our CNMI. And come January, he's going to call a meeting. He's going to call a meeting where all these airlines to come in, and we're going to start talking about what our actions are going to be. We already have our platform. We've published our platform a couple of months ago. And we're hoping people did see it. If they haven't, they can go look into our social media pages to see the platform. But our first pillar is economy. It's the economy. It has to be. Nothing else is going to move unless we pick up our economy. And again, I'm going to harp on this, and tourism. We need to get the airlines in. Once we get the airlines in, we can start filling up the hotels. The hotels are going to start seeing a demand for workforce, and then that's where our CW comes in. That's when we pressure PSS to making sure that we build a workforce, and then we get our workforce into our economy. So I've always been the one to let's prepare our workforce for the economy. Now our job is preparing our economy for the workforce. Yeah. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. I don't want to talk about everything else after, because we need to finish step one.
Wait, can I just jump in real quick? I know you're chomping at the bit, but if we get those airlines in, what are we bringing them to? Like when they do come in here, like right now, I remember like 4 years ago hearing what candidates thought about Garapan, but right now, holy smacks! I mean, you take a look at it. The new roads look good, and those solar lights have held up pretty well.
So the goal is, as soon as we win the election, okay, this is where you say, what's your 100 days? We're not even gonna wait for 100 days. We're gonna write a letter to all the airlines, here within our region, personally inviting them to our inauguration. The next day, we plan to hold a symposium, an airline symposium. On the following day, we're gonna have an energy symposium. Department of Energy, Department of War, come in here and work. Now, the relationship between the airline and the hotels, if there's confidence and a partnership, they will make changes. Yeah. If the hotels here or the restaurants see that by March or April, you're gonna start seeing airlines, they're gonna make investments here.
So if I can add on, sorry, if I may. Tourists don't follow investors. investors follow tourists. So if we start bringing tourists in and hotel starts getting boom, investors are going to say, whoa, we see an influx of people coming to the cinema. All right, now we want to come in. All right, Governor, what can you do to assure that we're going to be supported by the business? And that's our supported by the government. And that's our job, right? Making sure that we cut the red tape. A lot of businesses feel like they have their hands tied behind their back when they come in. And we don't want that. Especially now, we don't want them to feel like, hey, okay, you can come in, but you can't touch that, you can't touch that, you can't touch that, you can't touch that. We want our investors to come in and feel at home. You want them to feel like they can sit on the couch, they can open up the blanket anytime, and they can lie down and rest and do what they gotta do. So we gotta make sure that we get the airlines, so we can get the tourists in here, and then when the business starts seeing the influx of tourists, they're gonna say, all right, here we go. Now we want to come into the cinema because we see that the tourists are coming in there, and then boom, the businesses are gonna work with us, work with our cabinet, work with our entire team, work with the legislature, because we're not going to just come in there and say, hey, it's just the executive branch. No, we're gonna work with the legislature regardless of what party you're affiliated with, because at the end of the day, we're trying to do this as a team. We don't care what party, what color you rocked in the campaign. We got to rock the cinema colors and making sure that we help everybody else here. So yes, going back to your question, let's bring in the tourists. Yes, they might come in and say, what are we doing? That's where we have to be creative with the hotels. We have to be creative for our businesses. Guys, let's try our best to making sure that our tourists are treated like visitors who are coming into our home. Let's remember to make them feel like they can come back, that they want to come back. And when they come back, that's when the investors should be ready. Restaurants are going to start reopening. Businesses are going to start reopening. Our local entrepreneurs are going to say, all right, now I want to open this. Now I want to open this. Now I want to open this. And us, we're going to say, all right, send in the application. Let's go. And let's give you the money you need to start your business. And let's start getting these tourists to enjoy Saipan for who it is. Not come here and like, oh my gosh, this is so. No, we're gonna make sure our local entrepreneurs, our local businesses, our small businesses see that they can also be a big part of this revival of the Marianas.
Your energy symposium just plugged the power plant into Ben Jones. That's it.
It's the partnership, it's the relationship that we've built throughout the years, and that's why even if you interview the other candidates, how many of them? Anyways, we are focused and we're very confident that we can bring in the economy. We will bring in our airline industry. We will bring in a stronger relationship with Department of War. We will change. We will build a new power plant with Rhoda, Saipan, and Tinian. I know that. I am 100% certain about it, because we have the last 2 years have built a different Ralph Torres. It's not going in there, maybe this. No, I know what works and what didn't. I am very confident about it. And with my partner here, with his energy, boom, this is it.
I love it. Wait, we're just about at the top of the hour. That means you guys have been under the spotlights, getting tan under this lights for a while. And what I'd love to do is I'd love to have you guys come back another time too.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of time between now and the election.
Yeah, anytime.
Anytime for you.
We'll make time. We'll make time for you.
Yeah, I know you got a lot going on, but I want to say thank you for coming in. But, for the last bit, you guys want to deliver something directly to the viewers?
First of all, thank you, Brad. Thanks for allowing us to come in here and, just share our mission with everybody. And sharing our confidence, sharing that energy that we have hope. And we want everyone to know that there is hope out there. Don't give up. I know a lot of us are thinking of moving off island, and I understand. We understand. But we are going to create opportunities. Come November 3rd, it's going to be your decision on which party to elect or to vote for. And that's the thing. All respects to everybody else, all the other camps. Everybody has the same mission. We all want to help the cinema. Now, who do you pick to lead this change? Because at the end of the day, we're not just going to be leading you. We're going to be serving you. We have to bring that concept back that we're here to serve you. We're not here to harp and say we're going to sit on the throne and sit up there. No, we're here to making sure that we serve our people, because that's what we want to do. That's what we are. We're coming together because we have the passion to help our people. It's time is we're wasting time, and time is money, and we can't waste either. And we got to make sure that we bring back hope to our Marianas, bring back hope to our home. So come November 3rd, number 2 on the ballot. All right, yeah.
Here, for me, I want to thank the whole community, all my political years in the past. I want to thank you for all the support you've given me. And in the last 4 years, like we said earlier, I give full respect to the administration, full respect to the leadership. And I'm putting my name in as a governor, along with my partner, to bring a better life for everybody. Because that's something that I know we can do. And we want to be there with our first responders when the next typhoon comes in. We want to be there to show them the support. In any pandemic, we want to be there with our frontliners, as well as the government employees. And we're definitely here to support every education, every child's education, because you guys are our future. We've done it in the past, and we'll make sure that under this leadership, you will be going to school every single day, whether it's an election day, election year, or not. You guys are our priorities, the retirees, the whole government here, right? The employees, visitors, and so forth. But this is the team. I ask you to please join us in this journey to revive the Marianas. Number 2 in the ballot, and please vote Republican.
All right, before we end, just letting you guys know. I'm sorry, that was a great ending. That was a great ending. But you see I'm like, hey, hold on. But it's gonna take work. We want you guys to understand, our people, it's gonna take work. This is not gonna turn around overnight. Now we're gonna need your help. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. Everybody has to come together. Tourism, and everybody's been hearing it. It's really everyone's business. We gotta take care of our island. When our tourists come in, let's not treat them just like tourists. We gotta remember they are our visitors. And just like in our culture, when we call people to our home, we're not gonna treat them like we're treating them like visitors. We want them to feel comfortable. We want them to say, I want to go back to that house. Yeah. This is our house, and let's make them feel welcome at our home. Let's make them want to come back to our home. And it's gonna come down to not just us, not just the legislature. It's going to come down to everybody in the CNMI, from the north to the south, whatever villages you come from, whatever party you come from. We have to make sure that we come together and we make our people, our visitors, feel like they're at home too.
You know, I don't think it's number 2 on the ballot. I think you guys just go by power plant 2. That's where you are now. All right. Thank you guys so much for being on here.
Thank you, Ben.
Look forward to having you come back on here and talk more. It's really been great to have you both in here. Ben Jones running for Lieutenant Governor. Ralph De Leon Guerrero Torres running for governor. And they're in the studio, and now they're going to a neighborhood near you for house to house, knocking on doors. Thanks so much for joining us. By the way, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Before we do, just want to let you know this just came in a couple of minutes ago. The latest update, we're going to post it here. Tropical storm Saudel is passing well east of Guam and Rota. Saudel continues moving northwest towards the far northern Marianas. So we're going to be past Saipan, past Tinian, past Rota. We're going to be fine. It's going to go up north. We'll give you the latest up there. But again, while you're thinking about everything that's going on, just a little bit of a peace of mind. All right. Thanks again to both of you for joining us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we got another duo coming on. We've got Renata and Corey from the Small Business Administration coming up right after this. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much,
Thank
you,
you, I am Lawrence Ferran Camacho, running for governor alongside my running mate, Ms. Edith De Leon Guerrero.
We are running because we believe the CNMI can be a place where families choose to stay, where businesses grow, and where our children have opportunities to thrive.
And our focus is simple, and that is to turn recovery into real opportunity for the CNMI, to rebuild with purpose, with accountability and transparency that our people deserve.
Please vote for the Camacho De Leon Guerrero ticket, and let's build a future worth staying for. Si Diyos maasi,
Alam mo ay za pwede isay nata unay todo ni bendisyon niya.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
They're friends and neighbors, sons, fathers. They're little league coaches and veterans. They're people who love this country. These are Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. They are removing violent criminals from our streets and neighborhoods. It's dangerous and difficult work. But ICE has one mission: to make America a safer place to live. And that's what they're doing. This is law enforcement. This is ICE.
In Ukraine, Russia's latest missile and drone attack on Kyiv has killed at least 16 people in the city and surrounding region. Samya Kulab reports from the capital.
We are at the aftermath at one of the scenes of the attack, where emergency crews have been deployed to rescue people from under the rubble. One witness told us that a rocket hit her building and has completely ruined her home, her apartment. The grandson of her neighbor was trapped under the rubble and later died. This is the tragic reality behind the numbers.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is urging countries to send more Patriot air defense interceptors as its country struggles with a shortage. Iran's dismissed President Trump's threats of economic pain and isolation. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says it will only increase hostility. Meanwhile, the U.S. military says the aircraft carrier USS George Washington's now in the Middle East. It's relieving the USS Abraham Lincoln following reports of mental health challenges and supply shortages during the Lincoln's extended deployment supporting the Iran war. It's not clear when the Lincoln will return to the U.S. It takes over a month to get back. The U.S. has deported 20 people to Liberia. The West African countries agreed to accept up to 1,200 U.S. deportees. And from London, Karen Shamas reports.
Britain's Prince Harry and Meghan have decided to return to the UK for an extended stay this fall. The Associated Press has learnt of their decision to return without resuming their roles as working members of the royal family. The anonymous source also said that King Charles III was alerted to the decision on Sunday and wasn't told about it during the couple's visit to the UK last month. Harry and Meghan's children are 7 and 5 and have already enrolled at British schools. They will start classes in September. Karen Shamas, London.
This is AP News. Damian Troisi now with the AP Markets Report.
Stocks fell on Wall Street Thursday and bond yields rose on a jump in oil prices. The S&P 500 index fell 0.9%, the Dow fell 1.3%, the Nasdaq Composite fell 1%. Treasury yields rose after the price of oil jumped following President Trump's latest threat to Iran. Bond yields have been rising throughout the summer because of worries about stubborn inflation. Walmart slumped after giving a disappointing forecast for its upcoming quarter. Results from retailers are being closely watched as households get squeezed by higher prices on everything from groceries to gas. Damian Troisi, New York.
As for oil prices, Brent crude settled above $93 per barrel. AAA puts the national average for a gallon of regular gas above $4.10, and a 30-year mortgage is averaging 6.65%. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. After Super Typhoon Sinlaku, recovery isn't just about rebuilding homes and clearing debris. It's about taking care of each other. It's normal to feel stress, fear, or sadness during recovery. Healing isn't a straight path. Take it one day at a time. Acknowledge your feelings. Stay connected with family and neighbors. Build small daily routines. And if it gets overwhelming, reach out. Seeking support is a sign of strength. NM Posse's PIME program is here for CNMI residents. Call 670-235-7273 or 670-789-6021 or visit nmposse.org. Together we rebuild, and together we heal. You are stronger than the storm. Message from NM Posse's PIME program, paid for by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
April came sideways, took the roof off for the year. Then July came knocking on Rhoda's door. We counted every window, we counted every tree, and we counted every neighbor at the shore. And the radio kept talking through the night. Somebody's generator
welcome back, Marianas. We are in overtime. You know, we told you that before. You've been there. You've been here with us. Anyway, we are back, and we have a couple more guests for you today. We have a busy day today because there's so much going on in the Marianas, and it's even better, though, because you're here. Ow. All right, so it is 9:17 now, the ITNE news time. At 9:17, and we've got a couple of great guests. You've seen them before, but they've never been better than they are right now. We have Renata Mason and we have Corey Williams from the Small Business Administration, brought to you by the good folks giving all the money for recovery over here. Hey, how are you guys? Welcome back.
I am doing well.
And happy Friday, Brad. It's always good when we got the end of the weekend, and unfortunately no Liberation Day activities, but we're still here and watching and being mindful of the storm coming up.
Man, I would love it if we didn't have to worry about the storm, but at least we don't have to worry about it too much here because we're going to be in good shape from it.
Exactly. So, but we're just praying for those in the northern Mariana Islands that it doesn't cause too much damage.
Well, all 8 of our viewers from up there are definitely keeping their eyes peeled. Actually, no, I'm not. I am kidding. But they have internet access up there. They have solar power up there, so they can watch us. Whether or not they do, who's to know? But I hope they do. And if they are, hey, we're thinking of you. We're actually trying to get one of them on there on the show, Jordan Ogo. He's all solared out and Starlinked out so that he can watch it from there. And so we'll see if we can get him on the show to talk about that weather that's coming their way. But hey, you guys are here now, and they can listen to see if you can get a home loan for your bunker. One of the guys, he lives, you know, those air raid bunkers by the airport and everything.
Yes.
Have you seen those?
Yes.
The small ones, not
Yes.
the real big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a guy living in one of them in Poggen. Still, yeah, because it's stormproof.
Wow, yes. Wow, that's so interesting. I would love to see the inside of it.
Now, can you get an SBA loan to make repairs to your air raid shelter?
That's an outstanding question. So what I will say, preface that question with Brad, one, if it's his primary residence, we will at least do a verification. But it's kind of up to our processing disbursement center, whether they will consider that, eligible for our program. But most likely, I would say that what we would recommend is go ahead and apply. And then, like I say, if our processing center determines that that's his primary residence and that it was something he was living at the time of the storm, then we will probably work with him.
Wow. So there's a chance.
There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. There's a chance. Yes.
It's his home. We've seen unique situations. So, and that's its home. It's his primary residence. So we always say, apply, try, see what happens.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it would be different than the way you would think of it in the States, but you could say he's got a nice colonial place, right?
Yes.
To say the least.
It's got an open floor plan, right? It's a 1-story dwelling, and it's fully concrete, yeah, that's pretty good.
And it's actually interesting that you mentioned the concrete portion, because I was doing some loss verifications in Guam, and that is one of the criteria that our loss verifiers actually use. So if it has some concrete in there, then it most likely will probably be eligible.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, you guys have been media darlings this week. I've seen you everywhere. I've seen the fancy, and Renata is, I would say famous for her poses now that I see on all these different, it's like, oh, you mean this, what I'm wearing? Like this whole thing, this blue shirt. No, I'm so used to seeing you guys everywhere now. The interviews, I think just about everybody in Saipan has to know you by now.
I think some people still have not, but I'm official. I'm officially an islander of Saipan, just so you know. Yes. The next stop is to get my ID.
Oh,
There you go.
Man, that's next level stuff. You guys end up getting your IDs here.
And I'll tell you, I was actually, Brad, having lunch at Wild Bill's yesterday, and the sushi spot owner pulled me aside, and him and his wife were actually, they were meeting with a family dinner. And so Nada had actually recommended 3 of the people from the passport agency who were at the Survivor Recovery Center to come to the sushi spot. So they pulled me aside. They're like, oh, we want to thank Nada so much because, she's bringing in so much business. So she's been amazing, as far as getting those referrals in. And again, that's what we're about, just trying to build those businesses back. And that's why that Real Talk today is going to be so special.
That is awesome. Well, what is the big news today?
Oh, so we have several different things to cover. First of all, today is the 21st, August 21st. That number is significant because today is the last day for those that have been impacted by Sinlaku to apply for physical damage assistance. Today, the Survivor Recovery Center, both business recovery centers are open. We have customer service representatives ready and available to assist. So if you have not submitted an application, this is for those who have not submitted an application for Sinlaku, be it on the island of Saipan, Rota, or Tinian, please do so today. Today, August 21st, is that deadline to apply for physical damage. It's even more significant since Bobby hit because, as Corey likes to speak on it, and I'll let him go into elaborate a little more, the push that he gives and the information that he likes to push out and speak on unsecured amounts. So that's a big thing because, of course, we have individuals who've inquired about that with Sinlaku. There's an unsecured amount up to $50,000 that a homeowner business or nonprofit can get, but then there's also an unsecured amount for Bobby. So if you want to tap into both of those, it's important that you at least apply for Sinlaku first. Again, the deadline today is August 21st for those seeking assistance. So that's an important number. Tomorrow, the Survivor Recovery Center is closed. It will be closed tomorrow. So, and that's in observance of the weather, the potential weather. So tomorrow, the Survivor Recovery Center is closed, but it picks back up on its normal operation next week, Tuesday to Saturday for next week. The Survivor Recovery Center will be open. But again, today it is open. It is ready to assist and get your applications in if you have not gotten your application in today.
And then one of the things today, we have a special event, Brad. It's our Real Talk with SBA. And I actually worked the LA fires last year. One of my close friends, Larry Vane, who actually ended up passing away last year, or earlier this year, I'm sorry, apologize. And we used to have what was called, our Real Talk sessions, or what he called Straight Talk, where it was that personal one-on-one feeling where not only the homeowners, we're inviting homeowners, renters, business owners, and nonprofits. Now, it may be more targeted towards the businesses and nonprofits because it's through our awesome partners with the Saipan Small Business Development Center, but we're not going to turn away any homeowner or renter who may have questions about like the disbursement process of their loan, what's needed for the secondary steps, how do I record an insurance, the SBA as a loss pay on the mortgage, on the insurance payment. What is a loss pay? All those little simple things that we really want to just kind of walk through with these businesses and nonprofits and kind of help them navigate that. And if they happen to get declined, how can we, as our associate administrator, Chris Stallings always says, what's the cause of turning that no into a yes? How can we turn that no into a yes? So those are the things we really want to get into. So bring your questions. I think we already have over 20 people registered. So It's going to be an awesome event, guys, 1 p.m. and it's virtual through Zoom, and feel free to go to the SBDC website. I think they've already sent some information, but if there's someone that wants to get in, tell them, send you an email, and you can call us, Brad, and we'll make sure we give them that information.
Absolutely. And that is not just for Saipan, that is for the entire cinema because it is virtual. So we want everyone to tap in that has questions. Everyone's situation is different. Some unique situations. And so you want to come to the source, come to where we can actually give those real answers to whatever those questions are that are going to be presented. So we are ready.
Yes.
We've been having that discussion. We're ready. We are going to be equipped to answer any questions, and better believe if it's a question that is asked that we do not have the immediate answer for, we're still going to get that answer for those individuals. So we want to make sure that you come prepared. If it's anyone who has who's already received an approval, received funding, and you have questions, write those down. If you've gone through your loan authorization and agreement and you're wondering what does this mean, have those for you. And even if it's for individuals who are not quite open, because we know some people are a little more private, they have questions they don't want to ask to the in public. So even those, they can like ping Corey or myself after the event, during, or something like that. We can still be able to address those questions.
You guys have been super accessible for folks all over the place anyway, but you're the face of it, but you guys have a whole lot of team members all over the Marianas right now too. You know, how many people are still here from SBA?
You know, that's a great question. I think we have about 21 total that are servicing Saipan, Rhoda, and Tinian. So we kind of split the declaration out to Typhoon Bavi. So we have some staff members that are allocated towards that. And then we have some that are still allocated towards Typhoon Sinlaku. But Nada's the true face. So, you know, I just like, man, I always say, let me be the supporting actor. You know, she's amazing. But, you know, and that's the thing, is that we have a great, you know, partnership as far as, you know, getting the word out. And really, essentially, there is not many places that we go, or not many places that we go that people are like, oh, you know, I've seen y'all on, you know, the radio. I've seen, you know, so, but it's only because of great partners like you, Brad, that are allowing us to keep putting this message out. I mean, because you know, like I say, the word of what you're doing is paramount. You know, being able to have this, you know, every Friday with you and really being able to kind of give these updates, that's very important. And it lets people know, like one of my favorite movies, I always quote Wall Street. We, you know, when as a Leonardo DiCaprio, he said, "We're not leaving," you know. So even though the 21st, the grace period deadline is today, it's not like we're shutting down shop. We're still going to service. And if there are extraordinary circumstances beyond the 21st where people need to apply, we're not going to say, no, you can't apply. It's just that the online system will not be available. So if they are going to have to kind of explain why they're applying well beyond the grace period, and they may have to put like a letter if it's some other circumstance that may be the case. So we're not just going to say, oh, you can't just do it, but it's going to make it easier if they can do it today because they have that online access. They can go right on. But once the 21st ends, that online access totally closes out, and you only can do it at the Survivor Recovery Centers.
Wow. And by the way, I looked up this quote. I can't play it now because too many nice people are watching. But that Wolf of Wall Street quote, like I could press this button right now and it's awesome.
It is.
I just watched this movie for the first time over the weekend.
What? Oh my gosh.
I've heard a million things about it. I had it playing because I wanted something in the background while I was working on everything in the back room with the painting and all that other stuff, right? And I was listening to it. I'm like, man, I kept coming back out here. I had it on this TV and I'm like, it sounds so good. And it's like so good to watch. I'm like, holy cow. And, but I know exactly that's fresh in my mind. Yeah. I'm not leaving. Yeah. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Oh, y'all said the PG-13 version?
Yeah, we said the PG-13. Yeah.
I'll have to admit, that's one movie I haven't watched yet.
You got to add that to your list. I probably watched it 10 times, Brad. So it's one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio. And what's the other one with the stringy hair? I can't think of it. But he was good too. You know, it was a really, really good movie. I definitely would say you got to add that to your bucket list. Nada, so.
But like you said, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Our numbers continue to climb.
Mm-hmm.
To date, we have approved over 67 million.
67. All right, no, 67 million.
Is that part of the movie too?
No,
you don't know the song 6'7"?
Oh, you know what? Nope.
Oh,
over my head. That one has gone over my head too.
All right, there's a lot of second graders who love that comment just now. It's too bad. All right, go ahead.
Over 67 million in approvals total. Saipan, 59.6 million of that. Rhoda at 901,000, and Tinian 6.3 million of that.
Oh my gosh.
So again, we continue to push the applications, like Corey said. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to process these applications. Again, as he said, if there's a situation where someone has not been able to submit their application for Sinlaku, then we still will look at those individual situations to see how we can continue moving on with that. But we have Bavi, and so Bavi opened up as a rural agency for Saipan and Tinian, Rhoda, the presidential declaration, so that allows homeowners, renters, private nonprofits, and for businesses to apply for the same type of assistance on all 3 islands. There's a few differences between the two, being the unsecured portion is the difference between what an individual on Rhoda can get an unsecured amount versus someone on Tinian and Saipan. So again, for Sinlaku, across the board, it's up to 50,000 unsecured, but for Bavi, for Rhoda, it's still unsecured up to 50,000. For Tinian and Saipan, it's up to 14,000 unsecured. But again, it allows an individual or a business or a private nonprofit, someone can still apply and get unsecured. I know some individuals run into a situation where they don't want to get collateral. They're concerned about the collateral that they may have to put up. This will allow them to get funding and 2 separate loans, if possible, at an unsecured amount. And I'll let you elaborate on it.
And when you think about it, I mean, look at the businesses, Brad. I mean, case in point, when Nada and I, we had lunch at the sushi spot, which we almost do every week. Shout out to sushi spot.
Sounds like where we got to go today.
Yeah. So even they mentioned, so during Sinlaku, there was about 20 to 30 days that they had that they were out of power. So that 20 to 30 days compounded, let's say, at $10,000 a day, that's, anywhere from like $150,000, $200,000 loss. For Typhoon Bavi, it wasn't as bad. So it was maybe, I think they mentioned 3 or 4 days. So 3 or 4 days, at maybe $5,000 a day, that's $20,000. But for a small business owner, that is very critical, because you think about it, Starbucks, they can rebound quickly, Walmart, but the mom and pops, the local places, those are the most important things that we're trying to make sure to target. Our most important people we're trying to target is our small business and our nonprofits. And think about Liberation Day. Now this is the second time now that Liberation Day has been canceled. Well, it's postponed. Now it's fully canceled for 2026. So any nonprofit that was looking to, potentially set up a booth or have any kind of revenue, that was anticipated in early July. Now we're in August, mid to late August, and it got canceled this time. So now that's revenue that's totally off the books that nonprofit will not see in 2026. So that's what we're trying to target. Everybody can see a roof blown off, windows blown out, water in a building, but most businesses do not see economic injury, drops in sales, canceled events, accounts payable that, are closed out because, let's say, a vendor that they were dealing with now doesn't have the wherewithal to be able to fulfill that contract obligation. Those are all the signs of economic injury that we're targeting, and that's what we're going to really talk about in our Real Talk this afternoon.
Wow. Well, this is going to be great stuff. And where are you guys going to be based out of? I know it's virtual, but where are you going to be doing it from?
I don't know.
That was literally the conversation that we were having earlier. Trying to see, are we going to go? Maybe we'll sit together. We'll probably just find somewhere to sit together and be able to do it virtually. But we haven't decided the location just yet.
So how are you patching in? Is it like Google Meet or something?
Zoom.
Or
It's going to be via Zoom. Yes, via Zoom.
All right, and it's from when to when?
From 1 to 2.
1 to 2, but we won't just cut you off if
Exactly.
there's additional questions outside of that.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't. Let me just look. If you need a spot to be that's air conditioned with good internet and all that other stuff, and maybe a nice camera, I know a guy.
Okay.
If you need a place to be your place.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate
connect us
it,
to that
brother.
guy.
All right.
But I want to add to what Corey was mentioning earlier. Yes, as far as us being out and being around and being able to push the information out, I'm completely in agreement. If it were not for you and for our other media partners, we would not be able to even have the platform to do so. So just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But even thank you to those that are even listening and taking a moment to take in the information, also resharing the information that we're giving out, because it has made a significant difference in us getting the word out, with people being able to get the answers that they need, apply, and when they have issues, they're not just because it can be very discouraging sometimes when you run into walls, but to be able to know that, hey, they'll reach out to us or even go into the centers and talk to our representatives to be able to get over that wall and have their application move forward. It's a big, that's a full circle. So it's not just with us. It doesn't end with us. It may start with us putting the information out, but it takes you all and others to working together to get that out. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, my part's easy. I get to hang out with you guys. You guys do all the good work of getting the information out and taking care of the people who just got their lives just ravaged by these storms. So you guys do all the good stuff.
Well, you're doing the lion's share too, brother. We really appreciate everything. And like I say, Nada said, I mean, all of the partners that are help amplify this message, because I think the biggest thing that most people from Saipan, whether homeowners, renters, business owners, nonprofits, they just want to know that we're still here, that we're still going to continue to help them through this process. So we're not leaving. We're going to continue to be here to service through the Rural Administrative Declaration. We're going to still be able to take a potential late application. And they have to have reasoning now, because it is going to potentially be beyond the 21st. They can't just say, well, we were just late. 120 days late? No. So we really want to be able to get as many people in today that can, just like Nada said, let's get them to apply, get into the system. And then again, if there's other supplemental documents you may need at a later time, you can come into the Survivor Recovery Centers.
Just a lot of people in the comments saying great things about you guys and all the work that you're doing. Toba Castro, man, you're awesome. Love you, brother. That is really great. All right, so today they want to get on there. There's a link. Do they have to sign up with SBA or with SBDC before anything?
So SBDC does prefer that they actually become a client, but becoming a client loosely is mainly just registering online with them and just letting them know that they'll be open to an appointment for later services. So it's not like, because remember, all the small business development centers operations, they're all complimentary. So it's not like you're paying for SBDC services. So shout out to Nadine of all the great things that they are doing for the businesses. So again, you're registering, but you're not paying any money to register. And even if you are a client, you're not having to pay for continual service.
And it's some amazing services that our resource partners provide. I know we're SBA, but the Small Business Development Center, they're our resource partners. And so for anyone that's even in business, existing business, considering a business, not sure, they are amazing. There's services that they provide, and like Corey mentioned, those are services that are free, and you take advantage, especially now. I mean, we are here and we help those that have been impacted by disasters, right? But when natural disasters pass, or there's still other things that businesses need services for. How do they maintain? How do I continue my operations? Profit and loss statements. There's so many different things that businesses can get guidance and help on that are non-disaster related. And our resource partners, they have the answers to that. So take advantage of the information and the resources that they provide.
Well, that's awesome. You guys are nonstop. What else do you got going on today after that?
I think that's pretty much it. So we may see you at later on today at a certain steakhouse if we want to do some other duets. So
oh man, I'll tell you what I love. So okay, I'll tell you what I love. Everything they got over there. I love the little steak bites that they got. We're talking about Joe's. I mean, the fried pickles. Who's got fried pickles? They're so good.
So delicious.
Oh, so that's my double duo right there with those things. Everything there is great, but thank you, Joe's Bar, for providing me with an outlet for my terrible singing. Anyway, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I gotta stop talking about Joe's Bar.
Their food is really good. I'm a foodie, man. I'm telling you, if it were not for the gym, oh my goodness. I said, there has to be a balance because the food on this island has been so good.
So amazing.
So I have to get up every morning to trick my body to go to the gym before my brain wakes up fully functioning, to know what I'm doing to it. So that way I'm just burning my calories all day and get prepared for what I know I'm about to stuff my face with. Because I mean, like literally, yeah. It's
I love it.
good.
Now I'm feeling like I need to go and do that right after the show today. Get myself all set up. All right. Hold on. Let's ask this. We got this question that came in.
Good.
From Leon says, hey, Brad, can you ask him if rental assistance qualifies to apply to SBA?
Great question. So rental assistance is usually something that's done through FEMA. So the one thing I would tell them to do is read the letter fully. And if they're actually a renter and they were renting at the time of Sinlaku, then if they weren't approved for the rental assistance, they still can file an appeal to see about getting that rental assistance. So we don't usually cover any rental assistance per se. We cover the personal property and any kind of vehicle that may have been lost. But I would strongly recommend that he look at the letter that was provided by FEMA. And again, as long as he's or is a renter and he files through and goes with the appeal for FEMA, then he may be eligible for that rental assistance.
All right. There you go. There's your answer. I hope that helps clear things up for you, too. Man, this was great stuff today.
This was awesome.
Nothing but great info from you.
Yes.
All right. Any other last things to go?
Just wanted to, again, I'm so appreciative. I've been appreciative every day since the moment I've gotten here for everyone, not just the stakeholders who have opened up their doors and pushed out information, but to everyone just in general. Everyone I've met on the island has been absolutely amazing. I know I keep saying this, but I know it's so true that I will be kicking and screaming and crying the day that I leave here. I know it. I'm already saying I already know it because it's just been that great. So
And
yeah.
before you switch, Corey, Shirley says, hey, can you ask them if the closing for SBA includes the residential property?
So in certain situations, so if they have a secured loan, we may take real estate as collateral. Now, there's different forms of collateral. It could be inventory, it could be machinery, equipment, it could be real estate. The processing center in Fort Worth will make that determination as far as what they use for collateral. So sometimes they may not own the real estate, but they have inventory, equipment, and machinery. So we can take a potential security interest in that. But one thing we want to tell Shirley is how can we get her the maximum unsecured capital where she can look up, get up to 50,000 working capital from Sinlaku and then up to the 14,000 from Bavi. And then we don't even have to really worry about that immediate need for any kind of collateral. So Shirley, come on to 1 p.m. Let's get some real talk in.
There you go. And any last one for you two?
Thoughts and prayers just to the northern Mariana Islands. I know some just like the eight viewers who are blessed because anytime they can hear Brad's voice, they are blessed. So for those 8 viewers and all those that are in the northern Mariana Islands, we're praying for you and we're just hoping that it won't be as much damage. So, but we're thoughts and prayers are out with you.
Well, thanks. And the flooding hasn't started, but it is starting to get deep in here now.
Yes.
So the good news is, we're going to be fine over here in this, in Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda. I'm putting out, by the way, this just came in while we've been hanging out and talking. We've got a quick correction for the most recent bulletin that we've got. The bulletin has been made to include the declaration of Typhoon Condition 2 for Agrihan and Pagan. So there you go. So Typhoon Condition 2 for Agrihan and Pagan now in effect. And we're going to put that out there with the update right after the show. So thank you guys so much for being in here today.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
And again, I know everybody shares these sentiments that how thankful we are that we got you here. So open till what time? Shirley says.
So the real talk today is going to be from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. But again, just like Nada mentioned, we're not leaving until we answer everyone's questions. So if we are there for 2 hours, we'll be there for 2 hours. We're going to answer any questions that they may have. And then the one thing too is that the Survivor Recovery Centers close at 4 p.m. today. So I would strongly recommend to go ahead and come into the Survivor Recovery Center, after the real talk or before the real talk if there is time. I think there's about 3 or 4 hours. So come before or after, speak to our amazing customer service representatives that are over there at the Survivor Recovery Center. And then we have the 2 business centers, one on Capitol Hill. And then we also have the Saipan Chamber co-located. Shout out to Saipan Chamber. Thank you for hosting us as well.
All right. Well, there you go. So it's Real Talk. It's happening today. It's going to be a lot of fun for me to watch these guys. If you want to get some more information, you can reach out to the SBDC at 237-9206 or 237-6888. And that's going to be this great informative session on the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan and Physical Disaster Loan programs, featuring a great Q&A with you, both of you, too. And it's open up there for everybody. Check it out. You can register on the SBDC website. That's cnmisbdc.com. And this is all taking place at 1 o'clock today with these 2 smiley faces. All right. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And thank all of you for being here as well. I hope you guys got a ton out of all this stuff today. We're going to get you the updated, corrected version and post it up to the website and all the social media stuff. I want to say thanks to all of our guests that were here today. Thanks for the calls. Thanks for the messages. And my goodness, this is going to be a long one. We got a busy weekend that does not involve Liberation Day festivities. So that means we got more work to do inside the studio. Thank you, Marianas. Thanks for being here. Before we let you all the way go, we'll get you the latest update from the Associated Press. There should be but one by now. Let's find out. The Magic Refresh says yes. So here you go. Here's the latest from the Associated Press. Take care. Have a great weekend.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. The U.S. Army's top generals directed a unit based in Europe that's been specializing in drone warfare to revert to traditional infantry roles. Lisa Dwyer has details.
The 173rd Airborne Brigade has spent over a year experimenting with drones, influenced by tactics from the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Last November, 600 soldiers formed a battalion that specialized in drone warfare and was set up to deploy anywhere drones were required. They have now been ordered to return to airborne infantry duties, despite the lessons from the Iran war. Iran has deployed its low-cost drones against ships and bases, killing U.S. troops, downing an Army helicopter, and forcing the military to expend supplies of advanced interceptors. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Meanwhile, in Ukraine's capital, Samya Kulap reports.
For hours throughout the night, Kyiv was once again under attack. Waves of Russian ballistic and cruise missiles, as well as drones, targeted the capital and surrounding region. Many were killed, dozens more were wounded. Residential homes were destroyed, as were educational and medical facilities that were damaged. Russia said that it was targeting Ukraine's defense industry.
At least 16 people in Kyiv and the surrounding region were killed. The aircraft carrier USS George Washington's arrived in the Middle East, where it'll relieve the USS Abraham Lincoln. The Lincoln's extended deployment supporting the Iran war has led to reports of mental health and supply issues. And in northwest Indiana, the region's major utility company says more than 63,000 customers were still without power as of this morning, some 9 days after a deadly storm toppled trees and power lines. Schools remain closed and businesses have been unable to reopen. The utility says some areas may not have electricity restored until next week. This is AP News. The pilot of a speedboat that capsized during a tour around the Statue of Liberty earlier this month has been arrested by U.S. immigration authorities. They say the man was in the country illegally. The crash led to the drowning of an infant and her mother. Meanwhile, Karen Shamas reports on another deadly boat accident, this one in Nigeria.
At least 40 people have died after a boat capsized on a river in Sokoto State in northwestern Nigeria. The boat, which capsized on Thursday, was carrying workers to farmland in Godao town. A local resident, Samaila Garba, told the AP that his 13-year-old granddaughter was one of those who died in the accident. Local officials have said at least 47 people have been confirmed dead so far. I'm Karen Chamas.
There are more stories and the latest developments at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.